Hey guys, we are having a very interesting morning in the triple Qs. No reaction whatsoever to what's going on in the FedSpeak. Everything is coming in pretty much as expected. The economic numbers this morning also as expected. Everything's sort of in line, and the markets are pushing higher as a result. Let's take a look at those triple Qs and talk about trading the NQ as a correlate. And then we will have a look at the Magnificent Seven and talk about what we're doing there as well. Let's take a look at the charts. Here they are. You are looking at the NASDAQ 100 tracking stock. So we've got the QQQ up, and you can see open moderately higher and then took off, right? So we got a big move to the upside this morning, all the way up through R2. So we're in that territory now of we're pretty extended, but I think that what's going on actually is that we've got this level right here as our fulcrum. So that seems to be where price is gravitating. That seems to be the spot to look for. If we get retracements back down into that range, right? If we get a retracement that comes back down from this higher level and gets us down to this line right here, 443.71, or better yet, back down into 443.10. Those would be the two places that I'd be looking to take along on the triple Qs or in the NQ. I'll be trading that on the NQ to keep capital free. I don't have a bunch of trades really going on today, so I'll be able to do it on either. XRVs didn't trigger. We had around the horn stuff that didn't trigger. We've got a bunch of stuff didn't trigger today because of the move, right? So it moved out of the range right around the opening bell. That prohibits then those triggers from happening. Let's take a look quickly here at our Magnificent Seven stocks and see what we have been focused on this morning. So we were talking in the first hour trading pit and in the war room. For the first hour trading pit really is the time of day that we're focused on those opening gaps. War room, when I refer to it, is where we are focused on what's happening with the planned trades and the Magnificent Seven. If you're wondering, if you're not wondering, just ignore. But we were looking at Amazon, so up here in the upper right corner of the screen, we've been looking at NVIDIA, and we've been trading Apple. So Apple has been an intraday play. For the first time in a long time, we're getting enough range on this that it's actually been fairly reliable during the trading session. So it came down. It actually moved counter trend to what the market was doing. We had a move to the downside all the way down to second support, which I was telling the guys in the room, that's very, very likely going to be a place that we can see inflections. And in fact, that's just what happened. We have been getting inflections that track us back up into this 178.30 level from 177.91. Now, if you were on it in the room this morning and you were listening to the logic behind it, then really this threshold right about here is where we've had stops on all of these trades. So all of the early trades got us in and kept us in, and then this guy right here is the one stop out that I took on Apple for the session. Right now, it's in another long move from that threshold level. Lo and behold, I missed that one. I was doing something else. I've got one of the boot camp guys here. One of the alumni is here working on something, and we didn't catch that. So distractions, but worthwhile, worth their weight in gold, because we need to get somebody up and running with his trading platform, and focused on what it is that makes for a profitable trading day. We've got NVIDIA. So NVIDIA did a really nice, reliable move. Came back down into 814.74. We talked about that threshold in the war room this morning. That move, 814.74. That one had room all the way up to 818.24. A little bit narrower on the bands today than it has been, but you can't force profits out of the market. It's like I like to say, right? Market does not care how much you would like to make or what you're willing to lose. It's about the dynamics of what is actually going on. Tesla has been rocking and rolling. So this one, the correlation with what's happening in the markets unwound a little bit early in the session, and we saw sort of a more sideways traction on this thing than what's been going on in the rest of the market. Rest of the market took off, made a pivot to pivot move, and Tesla, took a while to just get above its central pivot. That's not uncommon. Right now, what I'm looking at is if we can get a move in Tesla that gets us back down into this pivot line again, I'm going to go and target, these highs right around the confluence of the volume by price action that we see there on the chart. That should make for a nice intraday scalp. And then on Amazon. So Amazon we've been watching all day. It's been trading in the box. There's not a ton of range on this one, but if you're looking at the top and the bottom of the order flow right there, you can see that it lines up nicely. And the only thing that concerns me on Amazon is this big volume threshold over here. So as price moves higher and it gets into, it starts to get into that bump out there, you really have to keep an eye on whether or not it's going to catch the inflection or move lower. I think, my guess is that this volume by price node here, this part of the cluster analysis is probably going to decrease as the day moves on, as it's starting to look like it's less important volume. It's not having as big of an impact on price when it gets there. Meta has been kind of dead money today. It's just sitting as going sideways. You can get in and out of it in this box right here. Just be wary again of what's going on in this histogram. So a lot of the price activity that's going on is oscillating through that histogram, and that's that can be a concern sometimes when you're trying to plot where you think price is going. And Bud, our buddy Bud, he said this morning, he trades AMD. He likes the Magnificent Seven, and he likes the price action in some of these correlated stocks. AMD very, very correlated, of course, to what's going on in the broader markets. And if you look at it, you can see that we can box this one up very much in the same manner as we look at some of the other trades. I think I'll keep this on screen because, number one, I like Bud. And number two, I like it when, our folks bring us, our boot camp alum bring us good ideas. And this I definitely think is one of them. So AMD, very geometric trading today. And, that geometry is really what we rely on to get in front of the good opportunities. So, I think that is sort of the roundup. Google, if you're looking at this chart down here, I haven't liked this price activity around the central pivot. There's too much clutter right there. And I'd rather focus on some of these other guys. The next thing I'm going to look for really is NVIDIA to get it back down into this box. Apple to, trade. It's going to be kind of make or break time for Apple to trade inside this range right here. And then, other than that, I think we're good to go. So with that said, everybody have a great weekend. And if you have any questions about the trading, you can always pick up and call me. Ignore the coughing in the background. There's always some kind of chaos here. But if you're looking for one of these Magnificent Seven setups and you're not quite sure what's happening, come on into the room. Talk to us about what it is you think you see. Talk to us about what it is you're thinking about doing. And we can all talk about it together and figure out whether or not it's a go. Have a great weekend, and I will see everybody right here on